lifted up. What do you think we should do?
I don't know. Maybe we'll spin the wheels.
Oh, it landed on rear brake.
Landed on, yeah, there we go, yeah.
So
Uh-oh, they're locked up.
we got our quick jack set up. We're gonna put some rear brakes on.
On our 2011 Ford Mustang here. And record a video, right?
Yep.
So, what side should we start on? I guess all the tools are over there, huh?
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, we just got done doing the front brakes. So, front brakes are now power stopified, as you can see. But we're going to jump over. There's the rear rotor there. So we're gonna set this down here somewhere. There we go. Something like that. Kind of out of the way, so to speak. There we go.
Not gonna need this.
Yeah.
Rear brake.
See if we can break our, no pun intended, we'll see if we can break our caliper piston tool, our brake tool. We broke two of them the last time. Should we take this out of gear? We should probably take it out of gear, huh? Is that you? Or is there someone else on there? Okay. I got the drivetrain to contend with. The front ones are way easier. There's literally nothing but the spindle, so.
Alright, how do you want to start this one?
Yeah, let's do the same thing. Got our 2011 Ford Mustang. Power stop brake action, getting the upgrade today. The brakes were close, but I might as well do it. And just a quick note, this fits 05 through 2014 Mustangs. And then I can say, as I'm taking the wheel off, I can say now, we're doing the rear brakes here, but if you haven't seen our video on the front brakes, definitely go check that out. You'll find the link for that in the video description or whatever, blah, blah, blah. So.
Why don't we do it up front? Get a better sound of it.
Okay. All right. Today on Fresh Finish, we're giving our 2011 Ford Mustang the power stop upgrade it needs. It's going to have some awesome braking improvements, performance. Old pads are a little close, but we're just going to go ahead and knock everything out. We just did the front rotors and brakes. Check out that video. You'll find the link for that in the description of this video here. But this fits 2005 to 2014 Mustangs, and with that, we're going to jump to the back of the car and get started right now. We didn't abandon you, people of the live stream. We got some power stop action there. Appreciate everybody watching. We're gonna start with taking the wheels off, or the wheel off, I should say, one wheel. This is kind of nice because I can just lean against the fence, break Jay's fence. So let me just flip you over here. So, hi there, we see you, Frick, or whatever your name is. Does that look okay-ish? You may have to move it a little bit, but. All right. Socket off. Sockets. Now, for everyone on the live stream, this is not a bad brand, Ioban. If you're a DIYer and you're thinking about buying something cheap,
This is like 65 bucks cheap, and it's got a 4 amp hour battery, so it's got a little thing on the front here. We've been using it all day, and it hasn't actually gone down. So I mean, for the money, it's not bad. It's probably on par with like Bear or Bauer or whatever it is at Harbor Freight. So not a bad unit. All right.
Three, two, one.
So kicking things off here, we have our Oben. Blah. Wow, completely butchered that. Try that again.
You want to talk about the quick jack too?
Hey,
right?
Oben. Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
restart.
Yeah, we should probably mention that we have the system on or on the quick jack. So.
3, 2, 1.
So just wanted to shout out a few things. We have our Aoben. That is a nice unit, DIYer unit. We picked it up on Amazon, but you can find the link for this in the description if you're this video if you're interested. We have a 21 millimeter Chicago pneumatic socket here, and the really cool thing is we have a quick jack. This is a 7000 TL. This is an ALI certified lift. If you've never seen or heard of one of these, definitely check out our channel, Fresh Vintage Garage, and let me just show you real quick, because I'm going to try to push on this thing, and I mean, you can see it's not going to go anywhere. So very, very solid lift here. Tons of room underneath of it, and I would say definitely check out our video on Fresh Vintage Garage. But with that, we have 21 millimeter lug nuts. We're just going to go ahead and pop these off here. Cool thing about this Aoben is it won't just keep spinning. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Oops, let me actually loosen, not tighten. There we go. And that time it came off, but you can see it stopped. It didn't just keep spinning over and over again as I try to break the lug stud there. Now that one, I'm not sure if it's like a pressure thing on this, but it will normally stop. And let me do another one. I'll show you what I'm talking about here. See, it stopped there. And then you can hit it again and get them the rest of the way off, so your lug nut doesn't go like zing off into the garage somewhere. So see, it just stopped there. And make sure you loosen the lug nuts, not tighten them like I just tried to do and break the lug stud. We're gonna get this off and take a look at the caliper next. Go. Those are OEM tires on this thing?
No.
I don't think so. All right, how's that live stream doing? We got 10,000 people watching.
86.
Cool. Welcome everybody. Can you see the rotor there, or the? Maybe you have to go. You can see the whole thing now. Okay. So this is factory brakes on this 2011 Mustang, and something they do is this guy here, which we're not going to reinstall it, but it's a Ford thing they do at the assembly line. So we're going to basically mutilate this thing to get it off there, because the power stop kit doesn't have that in the actual kit. So, all right.
3, 2, 1.
So these are the factory original brakes that were on the Mustang when it rolled off the assembly line. And with that being said, there's a little clip here that I'm personally just gonna kind of partially destroy, just to get these off of here so it'll actually come off of the stud. Now, we've checked and we didn't see this from the power stop kit in the power stop kit. So I'm just gonna go ahead and remove this. We didn't install it on the front brakes, and we don't have any plans to do so on the back brakes either. But if you feel so inclined to do so, go ahead and get yourself one from Ford and slap it back on there. But I'm just gonna take a little bit of work to get these. You're basically bending these out of the way so they stop gripping the threads. There we go. And then eventually it'll just wiggle itself off of the stud. And if it looks like I'm fighting with this, it's kind of because I am a little bit. There you go. Right when we stop recording, that's when it decides to come off of here. Easier if I had a screwdriver or something. There. All right. Guessing these are 12s.
Different.
Yeah, I think they're 13s. Ford, really? You put 12s on the front, you put 13s on the back. That's amazing. It does have dual exhaust. Cool. Thank you.
No, we're not changing wheel bearings. We're just replacing the rotors. Wheel bearings are fine.
If you guys on the live stream want to change the wheel bearings, you're more than welcome to, but we're not going to do that. So. Okay.
3, 2, 1.
So we have a 13 millimeter and a 3/8 drive ratchet, and I just have to chuckle because we just did the front brakes in the other video you can see on our channel there, but the front ones had a 12 millimeter bolt here, and this is a 13, so I don't know why Ford did that. I'm sure they had their reasons, but just make sure you have a 13 for the back and a 12 for the front if you're doing all 4 brakes in the same day. Oops, hitting the body in here. There we go. So far so good. We'll get these out and then we'll hang our caliper up. Here's our bolts. Okay. Now if you in the live stream do any amount of brake jobs, this thing's pretty cool because you just grab the caliper and hang it. In this case, we have a nice convenient little spot in the body here, so we're just going to hang it right in there. Just going to hang this, kind of like this. All right. So let me try. Yeah, I'll just use that. Yep. Okay.
3, 2, 1.
So we're going to do this the non-Ford approved method. I'm just going to take my ratchet and put it in here. You don't have to do much, just enough to get this to move and wiggle. Because it's loose-ish, but it doesn't hurt to give it a little bit of extra. Just to get those to come out. And I'm actually fighting with the brake pads too. The brake pads are trying to come out. So let me work at this a little bit more, and I'll get these off of here in just a moment.
Fighting with the parking brake or anything? Or not?
Parking brake's not on, is it?
No, I mean the contraption. The parking brake contraption. I don't know.
No, I don't,
Okay.
I don't think so. I mean,
Because that gave us hassle on one vehicle. I can't remember what. Maybe it was the Acura or something.
I mean, it could be. I don't have any way to compress this though. Would need a screwdriver or something. You know? It could be. Actually, it might be the issue. 'Cause now it's not going. We may have to get like a screwdriver and or a small pry wire. It's probably just a flat blade screwdriver will get it done. So Jay's going to grab a screwdriver, and we're just going to try to get the, decompress this a little bit. I don't think the emergency brake is causing any issues, but we're just trying to get this to let loose, because as I was pulling that off there, I probably could have got it off of there, but it's coming off a little too hard, to be honest. So appreciate everybody watching. Please like and subscribe. If you haven't seen our other channels, Fresh Vintage Shorts is where we put all of our vertical content. So all of our trips to SEMA and Hyperfest and stuff, we just put it all on Fresh Vintage Shorts. Excuse me. Put it all on Fresh Vintage Shorts, and then from there, Fresh Vintage is, we go to SEMA and Mecum Auctions, Barrett Jackson and stuff, and then Fresh Vintage Garage, we actually scan tools and shop equipment and stuff. So how's everybody? Let's see, Kurt, you said up a little. Well, let me see here. You gotta go up a little bit. Is that better? There we go. Thank you. Now let's see if we can do this. Okay, so I think so what I need to do is push it. Get the rotor, get the caliper to go this way. So I'm on the rotor there. Interesting. That's fine.
Yeah, he removed both bolts, both caliper slide bolts.
Yeah, it's not. I think if I give it a little bit of extra force, there we go. I think we're gonna have to screw the parking brake. The parking brake might be, the parking brake's not on, right?
No.
Okay.
We spun the wheel, right?
Yeah, we spun the wheel, yeah, so, all right, well, we're probably just gonna have to force the thing to come off of there and then to push the parking brake back in, so. Okay, so we'll just say quick update. We went and got a screwdriver, and this is on here a little bit tighter than we would like, to be honest, but we'll finish getting this off of here.
Three, two, one.
So quick update, we went and got a screwdriver, and this is a little bit more stuck than I would honestly like it. It's coming off, and we're kind of just forcing it to come off, like right there. It just finally came off, but that parking brake, just the pressure on this may be a little bit more than we had originally anticipated. But now that it is free, we have ourselves, this is an Arcan. You can find these all over the place, and we have a link for this in the description of the video, but we have a little mount, little hole in the body here. So we're just gonna pull this off, and I'm just gonna hook this. I'm actually gonna go through this hole here. Oh, that ain't gonna cut it. Let's find something like this. There we go. And so I'm just gonna kind of hang this. I don't know if I wanna hang it there. It's probably gonna fall if I do that. This is actually pretty darn secure where it's at now. So we're gonna find somewhere to hang this in here, and then from there we're gonna work on pulling the pads off and then getting this caliper bracket out of the way. And that parking brake is that parking brake cable is so tight that it's kind of just holding this in place, which is a good thing. I didn't necessarily want to do it that way, but it's holding, so. Alright, so now that those are free, we're just going to pull those out of the way. And should we put that in the video? Pull those out in the video, or?
Yeah. Three, two, one.
So now that we have our caliper hanging, we can just easily pull these out one by one. And they're not that bad, but they definitely needed replaced. I mean, you could drive them a little bit longer, ride them around a little bit longer, but just quick note that they came off like this, and I'm calling that out because your squeal, when your pad gets low, it'll start squealing when you hear your brakes doing that little piece of metal there. So they came off like this, so we want to make sure we keep that in mind when we start working on putting the new pads back on. From here, let's see if these are 15 millimeter. They are 15 millimeter. How about that? So we have, this is a 1/2 inch drive impact 15 millimeter. And then we have a breaker bar, and I may have to not lay on the ground per se, but let's see if I can do this without actually laying on the ground. Oh yeah, there we go. That was a lot easier than the front ones. I do not detect any Loctite on these, at least not yet anyway. Well, we're going to figure out how to actually do this because everything's in the way, but we'll be right back with this in my hands. Just hitting everything in here. All right. There we go. So for everyone on the live stream, we have ourselves 15 millimeter. We're putting it on the 3/8 drive ratchet. I would suggest if you're going to do this job, get yourself a breaker bar and a 1/2 inch drive. You could probably get these loose without that, but that breaker bar is going to make all the difference in the world.
So for those of you who are saying to compress the piston with the channel locks and an old pad, that won't work because it's a screw-in parking brake. So we'll have to use a kind of special brake compressor or caliper compressor. I'm sorry. So, but for those of you who corrected them, you are correct. We need to, because it is a park and brake on the back, and a screw in caliper. So we got that kit behind us, behind the camera there.
Now, being this is a from the factory, these bolts have never come out before. I'm guessing we're gonna see some Loctite on these because the front had, yeah, look at all the Loctite on this.
Hold that. You want to get video of this?
Yeah. Okay.
3, 2, and give the size of the socket and all that stuff.
I thought I already did that.
I don't know, we do.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
So just got these loose, and just for some commentary, this Mustang has never been apart before for its brakes, so you're probably going to encounter some stiff bolts, and you can see all the Loctite they have on those. Those are 15 millimeter, and looking at them, they definitely have a pretty decent. So those kind of came out a little bit harder than you would assume they would. But here is our caliper bracket, and overall it's in good shape. So we're going to put that aside and then pull our rotor off. And there we go. I mean, it's not too bad, but it's good that we're doing this because those pads probably wouldn't have lasted another year, to be honest. But let's grab our power stop stuff and we'll start installing it right now.
Rotor's right here.
Ugh.
Or, yeah, right here. Trash.
Throw this out. All right. Oh man, sitting on the ground is harder than your legs.
Remember when you open it, it's this side, not the shiny one.
I think they would write that on there.
Well, they do, but it's small.
Oh yeah.
Nobody reads that side.
Nobody reads. No.
Everybody thinks it's the other side.
For everyone in the live stream, if you've not worked with power stop brakes, these are ceramic brakes and they actually have carbon fiber infused in them, so they're pretty solid. And for the price point, I mean, I put these on my CRV like 2 years ago or so at this point. They've been nothing but perfect the entire time. So if you're thinking about doing a brake upgrade or a brake swap, it's the perfect time to throw some power stops on. Huh, that's interesting. This said power stop, and then the other one didn't. It was just a gray, whatchamacallit.
Yeah, ran out of their stuff.
Just slap some generic stuff in there.
Yeah, we'll clean. We got brake cleaner to clean the new rotors. So
We were just gonna spit on them.
spit shine.
Spit shine them, yeah. Here's our new shiny rotor. Good. Look at that. And I'm just gonna temporarily set this on here.
Just a random thought. Should you put a lug nut on just to keep it flush? Would that help any?
Probably
Or
not a bad
not?
idea, yeah. It's not a bad idea.
You don't have to torque it down or anything, just to keep it all airtight.
Yeah. put this on in a little bit more permanent fashion. And if you didn't catch it in the live stream, this says rear passenger side. So Power Stop does mark these so that you know which spot to put it on.
Will that go far enough? It might not.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Close. Huh.
There you go.
That'll help keep the rotor from flopping some when he's putting the pads in. You don't have to do that, but it might help a little bit. So while we're waiting, make sure you check out our channels, Fresh Vintage and Fresh Vintage Garage. Fresh Vintage, we do how-tos, random stuff like this. Go to car shows, like tomorrow we got a Cars and Coffee to support SPCA, so that'll be fun. And then Fresh Vintage Garage, where we go over like the quick jack that this car is sitting on. Let me spin you around here.
That's an awesome dude.
This thing right here. And a bunch of scan tools, other random stuff that your garage might want. And this doohickey here, the Aoben cordless back. So, if you don't mind, if you can subscribe to our channels, I would greatly appreciate it. So,
Is this it?
yeah, you see the backing there, back plate.
Mm-hmm.
And find the one with the dimples. Or is that already on there? No, that goes on. You put the other one on that
Put the other.
circular one. Find the one that fits.
Oh, I see. All right.
So we got to spin the caliper back because it has parking brakes with screw-in style. So is that the one that fit?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then this thing goes
You got to take it through the back.
like this.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got to explain all that. Okay.
So we're using a power belt. Power belt, don't confuse that with power stop. The power belt brake caliper set. We actually got that from Advance Auto, so it's a good kit to use. So, all right,
Alrighty.
3, 2, 1.
So we went ahead and got the rotor installed on here. When I say installed, it's kind of just sitting there, but we kind of did a pro tip thing with just putting a lug nut on, and that helps keep the rotor from moving around as much. It's like 99% in place and perpendicular, parallel to the car and whatnot. But from here, what we have to do is get our caliper, the actual piston, back into the caliper. And you can see I already have the kit open here, but I want to show you this kit. This is a power built kit, and when you get one of these, 100% make sure you open it from the right side. It says in little tiny wording that I'm not going to show you here. Open this side up, so you think they'd put it like really big wording, but anyway, so this whole kit, what it's designed to do is actually give you different adapters, and this specific one, these are just wide enough to fit down into this caliper piston right here. So you can see they kind of engage. There's two little notches in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this base unit, then we're going to drop this in here, and then we actually have to take this and put it like that. So we're going to have ourselves a little pushing type device. So as we rotate this, it'll not only spin, but it'll push that piston back into the caliper. So I'm going to stand up here and show you that in action. Now the challenge is here, we're working with a few different things. We have this hanger here, and then we also need this to be far enough back. So I'm just gonna rotate this, not too much. And when you flip this upside down, make sure you put your finger on that, otherwise it's gonna fall down. But I wanna fit this in here. Yep, and I went too far with that, so let me do this. Yep. So kind of about like that, and that's still a little too much. Okay, we'll go a little bit more. Now that hook is still in the way, but it's good enough to where, let me grab the camera, let me just show you what I see here. This is kind of ideally, you want to see those little pins engaged with the piston there. So we're going to go ahead and push this in, and you don't have to go crazy with this, just make sure it engages and twists like that. It actually came out. Oh man. And that, oh, wow. That, interesting. Okay, time out, pause. Are we sure that this twists in like this? I'm kind of wondering if that's all the way twisted in. And we just need to push it. Let me try this.
So it's a 2011 Mustang we're putting rear brakes on.
We broke not one, but we broke two of these. The handles actually cracked when we were doing this on a Forester.
I don't think it's compressed.
What's that?
I don't think you're gonna do much with that.
It won't twist at all. Like I feel like I'm gonna break something if I try to. Let's see. Yeah, it's just turning the handle.
Is it, should you try the other direction? Like when you're...
You mean like spin it in backwards? Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Let me see. Okay.
Not budging at all?
No.
Okay.
I'm not sure how that moves in and out. Maybe we may have to like spot check YouTube or something. Well, we're gonna do a little investigation on this, so bear with us for a minute or two. Because right now this, let me show you what's going on here. This won't turn. The rubber boot will recess along with the piston. Yeah, we tried that and it's still not cooperating, so twist it clockwise. Yeah. Yeah, we very much get what you're saying there.
Huh.
Okay. We're gonna do a little investigation. Oh, it is magnetic. Cool. Okay. Now this this power built kit's really nice. I mean, it comes with most everything you would need as a DIYer doing this in your driveway. Check in on the comments here. Yeah, it's tight but not seized. It feels pretty darn tight. I almost feel like we need to get some pliers. Sorry, like maybe a pipe or something. Put on here, get a little extra torque. But I'm also worried about I don't want to have to deal with go to get a caliper. Mess around with that. There we go. That's engaged. Let's do this.
This guy slightly opened the bleeder valve.
I guess that's our next step.
Deploy whatever. This guy's using one of those little block things.
To compress the piston back into the caliper, we found it easiest to slightly open the bleeder screw and then push and twist the piston back in.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Some fluid may leak out, so be prepared. Make sure to leave the piston with notches towards the top and bottom of the caliper so that it lines up with the tabs on the brake pad. Then tighten the bleeder screw and the caliper can be slid back over the pad.
Alrighty. Well, I guess we got to get ourselves a. It's probably a 10 mils, I guess. That's if we have a 10 millimeter. Let's see if it's run away from our toolbox, right?
Got one.
Hey, look at that. Thank you. It's probably a 12 because that's too small.
Well, you got the 12. Well, the 13.
Do I have the 12 or did I put it back?
Oh
Thank
yeah,
you.
we put it back.
Oh man, was it 11? You got an 11?
Good old gear wrench set. Got everything.
It's an 11 millimeter. That's amazing. There we go. Thank you. Yeah, so the bleeder screw valve is 11 millimeter.
And just cracked it
Yeah.
and put the pan under it.
Just being frank with or transparent with everybody on the live stream. It's not something I want to do right now. I do not like breaking the fluid, open here, but we're gonna do it because we kind of have to. Blah blah blah. So. Go. There we go. And that is loose. Now I'm going to slowly start twisting this and see if it makes a difference. And just for everyone on the live stream, we have our pan under here.
Don't want to mess up my driveway.
That's true.
Huh.
I'm kind of worried about actually putting torque on this thing. I mean, at this point, we feel like we need a wrench. I'm sorry, a pipe to turn this. It's amazing we would need that much torque. Yeah, that's not budging. You have a pipe or something we can like put a little extra. Kind of stuck at this point otherwise. appreciate everybody watching. That's kind of where we're at here. Hammer and duct tape. I mean, I could put it, extreme bike build I see there, I could put it back on the brakes and use the tool, but, or the bracket, but checking on my my battery. 64%. All right, we should be good. All right, what's Jay got here?
Hopefully it won't bend.
Copper. Yeah, we'll find out, huh?
Pretty thick though.
Oh my gosh, that is, wow. It's moving. This is going to be a 2-hour live stream for just pushing this thing back in, but we're going to get it. So, wow, that's crazy. Oh my gosh. You know, the guy on there suggested putting the bracket back on and then mounting this to the bracket and doing this. I'm kind of wondering if that's a good idea. Well, let's give that a try here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to turn that in without having the torque like that. Now, if I do this, yeah, we're probably gonna have to do something like this. Not my favorite idea, to be honest, but
Should we take the rotor off or?
I mean, we could. Yeah, we probably should, huh? Bracket back on. I have never actually done this before. Okay. That one as tight as we can get it. Well, let's see how this goes. Yeah, it's going. A lot of firsts on this car, to be honest. pipe's a good idea. Let me grab the live stream. Thank you. So you guys get an idea what's going on in here. There we go. So it can be done, and big shout out to Extreme Bike Builds. Yeah, he just said you're welcome. Yeah, we appreciate it, because I would not have actually thought of doing this. I've never had one fight us.
Me either.
This is kind of a pain, but there's a will, there's a way.
Dripping.
Yeah, it's actually dripping the brake fluid now, so good food for thought. If you have yourself a Mustang, or really any parking brake, like this is a good idea for any future parking brake that we do moving forward. We're gonna have to explain all this in the video.
Yeah, you can do that now if you want. You explained it up to this point, so we can go from there.
Yeah, and I'll say, so this looks a little insane, and honestly, we've never had to do this before, and I'll explain what we did and how we got to this point, so, okay. All right, I'm gonna put you down live stream. Don't go anywhere though. Let's see here. Yeah, don't go anywhere. I think can you see?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ready?
Yep.
And explain why we're spreading the caliper out, why we're pushing it in, just so the people that don't know. 3, 2, 1.
Okay, so this looks extremely different than the last time you saw it, and we're gonna break it down like how we got to this point. So the basic situation here is your brake pads, they're worn out, they're thinner, versus your new ones, which they're still in the package, but you can see they're much thicker than the old ones. So you have extra width on the pads, and you have an extra width on the rotor versus the old, worn down rotor. So all of that needs to fit in this caliper, and what you need to do is push the piston in on this actual caliper. This isn't like a front of the vehicle caliper. It's a little bit different because it has a parking brake built into it. And just be 100% transparent, we've never actually had one give us this much trouble, but we had an awesome person make a suggestion of take the rotor off, which we did. The rotor's sitting right there. Remount everything so the caliper bracket is back on, and the caliper itself is mounted onto the caliper bracket. And so from there, what we've done is it's still not turning 100%. So we had to break the bleeder valve open, the actual brake fluid bleeder valve. That's an 11 millimeter socket. So we went and got ourselves, where is that? A separate 11 millimeter socket, and cracked that open. And it's pretty hard to turn. Like I'll try, it's like even that is actually taking a lot of torque. So this just happened to be a copper pipe we have at the house. And so I'm gonna put this on here, and I wanna show you the actual mechanism that's turning. Let me grab the camera and show you what is turning here. So as I rotate this, you can see the piston is spinning itself back in. It's actually spinning in. Instead of pushing in, it's spinning in. And so I'm gonna put this pipe back on here. Maybe, there we go. And I'm gonna keep spinning this in, and we won't show you any more of this, but the next time you see it, that should be pushed in all the way. Go. Now it's coming out.
Look at all that brake fluid coming out.
No wind. The wind is blowing it. And I'm gonna stop there, because even with putting my hand on there, it's slowly got like hard to do that. So I'm not gonna cheat fate anymore. I'm just gonna stop there. I think it's in far enough, but we're gonna take it apart and find out.
And those V notches need to line up or something.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah. Where are those V notches?
Probably can't see them.
Oh, I can see it. Okay. I can go a little bit more. The brake pads should be about here.
Yeah, they're.
Right about there. Okay. First time for everything, that's for sure. Okay. So that's where 2mm. Now I'm gonna tighten the leader valve, leader screw. Okay. Once that's tight enough, last thing we want to do is snap that and then have to go back caliper. Get a wrench and tweak that a little bit more. Starting to get interesting, huh? Bravo to the mechanics that do this crap every day.
Yeah.
Especially up north. I was born up in Pennsylvania, and some of the just horror stories you see up there from rust, it's just amazing. The torch is your friend up there. Yep. Well, let's put it all back together, huh? Moving, moving. Oh, nothing.
Go ahead, keep going.
I can't really.
Yeah, we got the 2 notches lined up. The brake fluid's actually pretty full because we did the front brakes and that pushed a lot up into it. So we'll double check the brake fluid level, but that's a good call out.
Is there, you know what the torque spec is on this? Guessing it's 85
So,
foot-pounds.
yeah, for the caliper bracket, it's the same, but here's something that I learned from TrueFix. So the caliper slides, caliper guide pin bolts, you do the top first and then the bottom. Not sure why, but it just said to do the top first to 24 foot-pounds and then the bottom.
On the caliper bolts?
Yeah.
Or the bracket bolts.
Caliper.
So the bracket bolts are
The guide
85.
pins,
Huh. Interesting.
the guide pin bolts, you do the top first and then the bottom second. So I'll set this to 85. So when you get to the point, make sure to note to line up to tell them to. I'm trying to say the notches.
All right. Okay.
So, all right, and when you talk about that, make sure tell them about the notches and then everything else. All right, ready?
Mm-hmm.
3, 2, 1.
So we have our rotor back on, we have pushed the piston all the way in as far as I think it's going to go, and we have our caliper back on, caliper bracket, forgive me. So these bolts need to be 85 foot-pounds. A big shout out to our friends at Harbor Freight. They sent us this Icon torque wrench, really nice unit, and we set it to 85 foot-pounds. So I'm gonna do my best to get this big thing in here and then torque these down, which might take a little bit of work simply because we do have the car in the way kind of thing. And actually, now that I'm looking at this, I'm kind of wondering how I'm gonna get this in here. There we go. So there's that. Just make sure that's square on and flush on that bolt head. Okay. There we go. The bottom one should be a little bit easier to get to. Dare I say those words? There we go. So that's 85 foot-pounds. Now something to keep in mind before you put this caliper back on, obviously you want to put the brakes on, but inside this caliper, we've been slowly turning. So if you hold it here, we've slowly been turning this thing to not only push the piston back in, but twist it too. It's literally spinning. We make that note because when you stop doing this, if you look inside here, these two notches need to line up. Those need to engage. If you think about the brake pad being here, that pin needs to go in here. So it's very important because you have a little bit of wiggle room, but you want to make sure that is lined up properly so that when you set that actual caliper on here, the brake pad's properly engaged with it.
Okay.
All right. You may need to get an 11mm wrench just to make sure that bleeder valve is
All right,
100%. How's everybody doing on the live stream here? Bracket should be about 80 foot-pounds, yeah. 85 foot-pounds, yeah. Appreciate everybody watching. We see you're in Nebraska, they're extreme bike builds. Have you ever seen Badass Workbenches? Cody at Badass Workbenches, pretty solid dude. He builds some really solid workbenches there, and then also Blueprint Engines is based out of Nebraska. I can't remember what city they're in. Kearney, I think it is. Jay, where is it Kearney? Yeah, thank you. Both Badass Workbenches and Blueprint Engines. Yeah, they're both based out of Nebraska there. If you guys have never seen them, go check them out. We actually have a few videos on our channels about them. I'm not going to tighten that anymore.
Lug nuts are actually going to be 100 foot-pounds.
Thankfully, we decided to do this on Memorial Day weekend because we're in Virginia, and when we say it gets hot, I mean it gets hot everywhere, but it gets flipping hot here in the summer.
Yeah, usually it'd probably be upper 70s to 80s right now, but it's not even like 72 right now. So
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, we're gonna do the brakes today, so we're not sweating and dying.
We would be sweating to death if That's okay. Let's get our new brakes out. So here's our brakes.
Well, I'm gonna get this.
And okay, so we have one of each. Okay.
Alright.
Get these situated here. So this time, this thingy is up top. Okay, whenever you're ready.
3, 2, 1.
So a quick recap, these are our old brakes, and I'm just calling that out because you see the anti-squeal device, it was on this side, and you know it's on this side because you see the rust from the piston right here. If you've never done a brake job before, this is an excellent way to tell, oh, I threw them on the ground and forgot which one's which side. Excellent way to tell piston versus non-piston side. All that to say, we want to put our brakes on the exact same way our new ones. So I just went into our kit, and I found this guy here, which is the anti-squeal, the piece of metal's right there, and then same thing on this side. So I have that wrong. That's how easy you can do this. Look at that. So I had that backwards. That would have totally not fit. So let me grab the other one here. There we go. So the side of this, again, if you've never done a brake job, you can see it's curved versus it's kind of flat. So that is the proper setup. And I already put the silicone on here. Where is that? Somewhere here. PowerStop does give you ceramic silicone brake component lubricant. Fancy way of saying anti-seize. So really nice that they give you that. And from here, we're just going to slowly slide these in here. And I'm sure it'll give us absolutely no issues whatsoever, right? There we go. There's that one. And let's get this back one in here. And there's the back one. Pause.
What's up? Get them flipped over wrong or something.
That's just weird that this piston, why do they have these pins here? I mean, what does this pin do on this side? I guess it doesn't matter because what do you call it? Doesn't engage it. So, okay. Well, let's try and put this back on here.
Did you tighten the 11? Did you tighten
I did, yeah.
the? Okay.
Yeah, I'll tighten it. I'll try to tighten it one more time. Once this is on, everything bolted down
Yeah,
because I just want to make sure I don't tighten it too much and snap the dang things.
Yeah, that works.
Okay.
Let me
That
know
should
when
be.
you're ready.
I feel like this needs to go just like a tenth of a degree or something. It looks like it needs to go a tiny little bit.
Huh.
There we go. Literally just needed to turn on those times a little bit. Yep. Perfect. It was off that much. Okay. Just a tiny little spot. All right.
Hold on. I'll get the camera up. Camera up.
Kind of where we're at here.
Yep. You lined it up.
Get you some scenic panning shots here. There we go. We'll make YouTube shorts out of these.
You can show them the Virginia sky.
Yeah, look at our beautiful sky. It's been pouring down rain all week.
Yeah, we finally got a dry few days, so.
Like, you know.
Yeah, we're in Virginia, Roanoke, Virginia. So there's the skyline today. It didn't look that nice. It's oh, it is pronounced Kearney. I always say Kearney, so I just do that to mess with the blueprint guy. But Cal can get over it.
Cal, yeah. Hey Cal, if you ever see this.
We want a demo engine, Cal.
Yeah, we want a free yeah.
We'll stick it in the old Mustang or something.
We want to do a review on an engine. Okay, so
All right, let me know when you're
this
ready.
here. Okay.
3, 2, 1.
So a couple things to call out here before you just go slapping this back on here and causing yourself some headaches. You want to make sure these sliders do exactly what I just said. They slide. These move in and they're supposed to rotate a little bit, and the reason that's important is you can't really see it that well, but there's a flat spot on either end of these. And the reason I mention that is you see there's also a corresponding flat spot here. So if you go slapping this back on here and it's just fighting you tooth and nail, you probably have a few things that going on. You may have this flat spot not properly engaged here and on the top, and or this piston isn't properly rotated, because on the actual brake pad you have that little nub there, that little pin, and so you need to properly engage that on the piston side. Otherwise this is probably not going to go together for you no matter how hard you fight with it. But I'm going to pull this off of here. I'm pretty sure we got everything lined up. And you also have these, what do you call it, to contend with, these springs. So a couple things in the way here, but I think I should be able to just drop this down on here. And I'm gonna go play the lottery because this seems to be going together perfectly. Yeah, I mean, I think I got everything lined up. Good. There's that. This, you know, I was just thinking about this. Maybe the first time I've ever changed brakes on a Ford in my entire life. Oops, as I sit here and unscrew that when I should be tightening it. Where, okay, there we go. Cut, or whatever.
Okay.
Now for everyone on the live stream, these are 600 foot-pounds, so we're just going to crank them on down, 600 foot-pounds. Not really. What was it, 27? Oh no, you said we got to do the top then the bottom?
Yep.
27 foot-pounds, and you'd be surprised at how much torque you get out of a ratchet this size. So our torque wrench doesn't go down to 27 foot-pounds, so we're just going to eyeball it, say it's tight enough.
All right, let
That's
me know
gotta
when
be
you
tight
want
enough.
to record.
Okay. Okay.
3, 2, 1.
So quick recap, you have your caliper bracket bolts tightened down 85 foot-pounds. You have everything in your caliper that we already talked about, 100% good to go. This feels to be floating. That's exactly what you want to see. And we're just going to do this. And that looks like it might be struggling, but we're also turning the other wheel on the back, which I didn't notice that. That's the posi, this is a limited slip. Anyway, the other wheel, I thought it'd be an open diff, but so we have everything here pretty much set up. The one thing you want to keep in mind is these caliper bolts are 27 foot-pounds. Our torque wrench doesn't go down to 27 foot-pounds, so we're just going to kind of wing it and say it's tight enough. And you should have no problem on a ratchet this size getting enough torque to get these tightened down. One thing that they do call out is make sure you tighten the top bolt first and the second bolt. Wow, sorry. That came out of nowhere. Sorry, let's just keep rolling. So 3, 2, 1. Something you want to keep in mind, they do mention doing the top bolt first, so I'm going to torque that one down first. And that's plenty tight. And then we'll do the bottom one here. There we go. Sorry. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, what the hell is going on here? I think I just ate a bunch of sand or something. Put a Hardee's cup in the live stream. Hardee's, please sponsor us. Now, something I'm seeing in here is this spring. I mean, the springs are sitting properly. Okay. I think we're done. I mean, that feels plenty tight. You want to hit that just to see what it feels like?
I'm good. I don't want to overdo it.
Yeah, I mean, it.
Yeah, that's.
Oh. Yeah,
Don't overdo it.
I would say it's. Unless we slam on the brakes and see a bunch of brake fluid squirting out or whatever, I mean, I think it's tight enough, so.
All right, take the lug nut out and.
Okay.
Let's see. Live stream, did we screw anything up? Before
Yeah.
we put the wheels on.
Yeah, how's it look, live stream? You know, if you're thinking about doing brakes, and especially with tariffs being in the conversation and in the news literally every day, I would say if you're thinking about doing brakes on your car, go get some brakes now. Check out PowerStop's website. I mean, we're not sponsored by them or anything, but we found them to be very solid, dependable brakes. And I mean, it sounds weird to say we put them on a CRV and a Subaru Forester, but for the price, they can't be beat. And I mean, being they're drilled and slotted, they're guaranteed to dissipate heat. It would be almost impossible to warp these things. You could do it if you really tried, but they are by design a better functioning brake product for your car. Grab the wheel.
Sadiq, if you're anywhere near Virginia, swing by. We can use the help.
Yeah, stop by Cars and Coffee tomorrow.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
We can make you a certified fresh finish mechanic, Sadiq.
There you go.
All right.
Rotate this a little bit. Okay, that's good. Okay.
3, 2, 1.
And just wanted to shout out, if you can't do this, if that won't slide like that, your caliper's probably stuck some way somehow, but definitely double check that. But you should be able to rotate everything. It should be good and feeling like it'll move. So now that we're here, I'll just slap the tire back on here. Go. And then we have our AOBN that you saw at the beginning of the video. We have a torque stick for that. which will give us 90 foot-pounds. These lug nuts need 100 foot-pounds, so we'll torque them down from 90 to 100 with our torque wrench. But to get to the 90 foot-pounds, we'll use our torque stick. So we're going to grab that and show it to you next. If you guys in the live stream don't have a set of torque sticks, these things are pretty cool. And granted, you may not need them in a DIY situation, but they're nice to have because they'll deliver only 90 foot-pounds and they're not over tightening your lug nuts. So. Whenever you're ready.
Video. Alright, and explain about, you know, don't just ooga them and all that, and go about start treatment.
Yeah, I'll make that joke.
Yeah.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Okay, now that you're ready, just go ahead and put this on max torque and just hammer these things home in a big old circle. Absolutely 100% do not do what I just said. We have a torque stick here, and this is designed, this actual shaft is designed to limit the torque coming out of the impact, whether it's an air or cordless battery, whatever. It's designed to limit it to you get 90 foot-pounds at the actual socket. And then from there, we're going to do this in a star pattern, and then we'll hit it with the torque wrench to get from 90 to 100 foot-pounds. We'll grab the torque wrench and let's do a check here. Ah, perfect. You can't hear anything. That's beautiful. We'll grab the torque wrench and get these down to 100 foot-pounds.
Up.
Torque down, up, whatever. Torque down. All right. So probably. I guess I could just put the car in gear. Should be enough to get her done. Brake the transmission, you know. Oh. Appreciate everybody watching. Wow, I did not know the live stream was going for an hour and 23 minutes.
That it is. That it is. In gear.
It's in gear. Let's give this a whirl here. Actually, wait a minute. Did we set this to 100 foot-pounds? I don't think we did.
Set up to 100.
Okay. Where's that? Rotating the engine.
So I'll get in there and stand on the brakes. Just say something like, we're going to use this to go to 100, and
Okay.
then we're done.
We'll have to go to the other side. So.
3, 2, 1.
So we're going to get these from 90 to 100 foot-pounds, and Jay is going to run inside to the car and hit the brakes so that the wheel's not turning. But once we get these torqued down to 100 foot-pounds, we're going to jump over to the passenger side, and if we see anything weird, it's going to be rinse and repeat for the most part over there, so we won't show you that in the video. But if we see anything weird along the way, we'll definitely throw it into the video. So stay tuned, and we're going to jump to the end of the brake install right now.
Wait, hold on. Brakes.
All right, good people of YouTube. We see you there. Hi, Seek. We're going to work on this side,
All right, let's tear this thing down.
and we aren't making a video on this side, so we're going to try to speed run this NASCAR pit stop this.
You start, and I'll bring everything over.
It's over here.
Okay.
We got 12 millimeter, or 13 millimeter, I should say. Appreciate everybody joining us on the live stream there. This side is going to be the exact same thing. I will say I'm hoping that the caliper piston is a little bit less stuck than the other side was. Oh my gosh, what's going on here? Holy cow. What is the deal here?
So for you just joining us, we're finishing up the last wheel on a 2011 Mustang, putting brake rotors, power stop brake rotors, and pads on. So hang tight. Hopefully this one will be quick because we've already done the other side, and hopefully learn from that one to do this one. But we'll see.
Hope.
Yeah. So bear with us. We're in Roanoke, Virginia. I'll go ahead and show you. It's awesome weather today. See? Nice trees, clouds, all that. We had rain that like all week. It was miserable. It sucked. But we decided to do it today because the weather is so much better and it's not really hot yet. Normally it's in the 80s right now, so, but we lucked out this Memorial weekend. It's low 70s, I guess.
Grab the
What do you need?
breaker bar. This one's just as rusty as the other side. Come on, man. Okay. tape on these.
Sure. So how many of you all have done your own brake jobs? For the most part, they're fairly straightforward. Sometimes we've run into just little odd things, odd issues, but this should have been easier, but we ran into little stupid things. So, what do you need?
Let's see. Yeah, those front pads, the metal, not the pads themselves, but the metal pieces, the sliders, those are a real treat. The driver's side front. Where's that screwdriver? Yay, a souvenir. Now, while we have this on here, we should probably consider cranking it down now.
You gotta take the rotor off.
Oh yeah, oh, there's a... These details, I swear, these details of taking rotors off.
So the other side, we had issues pushing the caliper in, but somebody gave us the idea of hooking the caliper bracket back and compressing it from there, and that helped a lot. So
A little rustier than I was expecting back here. That's interesting.
yeah, this thing lives in a garage.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. This looks like it's from up north. It's weird.
I guess the first half of its life it was in a carport, so.
I guess I should install that first.
Alright, so where's everybody from? We're in Roanoke, Virginia. Beautiful day, beautiful Memorial Weekend. Low 70s, all good.
Yeah, if you're in the greater Roanoke area, Stop by tomorrow. Roanoke Valley Cars and Coffee.
Salem, Virginia, Lowe's, 8 to 11.
Yep.
We're gonna support SPCA, so bring some dog food or whatever to donate money. Oh, we got somebody from California.
Welcome from the,
What do you
Golden
need?
State out there? I can't remember the name of the thing. Yep. Now I didn't break the bleeder valve on this, so maybe go check the brake fluid just to see. Because hopefully it's not like.
We're gonna check the brake fluid level. It's good.
Okay.
Yeah, the other one we had to crack the brake line because it was so tight. This one is better. So after we get done with this, we gotta set the brakes, break them in basically. So I'll show you that while he's doing this. This is for power stop. So 5 aggressive decelerations go from 40 to 10 aggressively. 5 moderate decelerations, 35 to 5, and then drive it slowly for 5 minutes to cool off the brakes, and that sets them and heat treats them. And these, if you've never used Power Stop, I've been using Power Stop for 20 years, and they are awesome brakes. I've never had them warp. Nothing crazy, no noise, any of that. And the pads we're putting on are ceramic infused with carbon fiber. So, does anybody use Power Stop out there? How many of you have done your own brake job? Most of the time they're pretty straightforward. This one had some little hiccups, but now he's lining up the notches now, and I'll show you that in a second. Oh, we got Michael from California. He said he's a 38-year Ford mechanic. Good job. You guys are doing a good job. Thank you. We do mainly Hondas here.
Yeah, we do a lot of Hondas.
So we're just taking our time, making sure everything comes out right. Michael, you should have helped us out like an hour ago. We were stuck on the other side. So, but with other mechanics' help, we were able to get it figured out. So, and for those of you just joining, this is a 2011 Ford Mustang. We're doing the rear brakes on it. Putting Power Stop upgrades. So, I'm gonna set you down. We'll go back to it. We might need to get your number, Michael, if we get stuck. We'll
Whoops.
call you.
Yeah, so subscribe, send us an email.
Yeah. Hey, Michael, you might want to follow us on Fresh Vintage Garage. We do a lot of scantool tests and shop equipment. We got, as you can see, we're up on Quick Jacks right now. So we'll do a quick walk around. I'm on Quick Jacks right now. Thanks to Benpack for supplying these. And for those of you who haven't seen, look how much space you get under your car. You get all that room. So.
Do you have the rotor up there in the box still? Oh, no, it's right here.
Yeah, the rotor's up on the wall. Thanks, Michael. I guess you don't get enough of turning wrenches. You got to watch other people, huh?
He wants to see other people suffer.
Yeah. Wants to see others suffer so he knows, oh, it's not so bad.
I'll commiserate together.
So Salty, we do videos. We did a video on doing this. So we can show people how to do this, and you don't have to take it to a dealership. We're actually putting on power stop brakes, which are better than factory. So this is kind of why we do it. You know, A, we're upgrading our own cars, but B is to show people that it's, you know, you can do this.
Yeah, this isn't as hard as people make it sound.
Yeah. Where are you from, Salty? But dealerships want like $200-300 just for a pad slap, and that's not even replacing the rotors. So, you know, you save a ton of money doing it yourself. I got a good price on these power stops, and in all honesty, sometimes the power stop kits are cheaper than buying, say, like a, I don't know why that's not in focus, but why it's not, let me reset this. Why are you not focusing?
What's up?
It's not focusing. Yeah.
See?
I had to tap on it.
Oh, touch the screen. Yeah.
So, we saved a bunch of money, get a better job, you know it's done right. We do our own oil changes, we do all that. So, you know, we make sure it's done right. Michael hurt his back. Sorry about that, Michael. Hope you get better.
Yeah, hope you feel better, man.
Yeah, definitely don't sell all your tools. Keep the most important ones. I've learned the hard way that you don't get rid of tools. I mean, I inherited quite a few from my grandfather, and I think Tom got a bunch from his family.
Yeah.
So, and where I work, we've had some deals where I've got a lot of gear wrench stuff for real good prices.
I think it's a common misnomer that people think you got to go out and buy like a $1,500 tool set. And you
Yeah,
go buy.
I mean we're using we'll call it a $60 Aoben cordless impact 1/2 inch. I mean it's perfect for a DIY. I wouldn't use it in dealership settings, but
You can buy stuff piecemeal as you get paid, you know.
yeah, and you
Build
don't
a
have
tool
to.
set over a year.
Yeah, you don't have to buy everything at once. I found that the best deals are buying like the tool
Grab those-
kits.
The brake lubricant stuff. Please, thank you.
Like you buy a tool kit where you get like 100 pieces or whatever, and it's sometimes it comes out to like $1 a piece.
Yeah.
So you save a lot of money.
Yeah, especially if you go to, say, Harbor Freight. You know.
Frederick, welcome. So for everybody here, if you don't mind, if you can subscribe to our other channels, Fresh Vintage and Fresh Vintage Garage.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
We've been doing this almost 3 years, and every little bit helps. So Fresh Vintage is where this is going to end up on, where we have how-tos, car shows, good guys, SEMA. We're going back to SEMA this year. We just came back from Hyperfest where Von Gittin was drifting, and a surprise, I got to ride shotgun with him. So that was pretty impressive when he go flying around the track, and so you'll get to see that video in a few months. And Fresh Vintage Garage, we have scantool reviews, quick jack, which this thing's sitting on, lifted up in the air, all kinds of shop equipment and random stuff. So and that copper pipe you see there, that was used to get a little bit of leverage collapsing the caliper, so we needed a little bit of more oomph. So thank you, Salty.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys watching, subscribing.
So the quick jack is very reliable. If you see on the beginning of the video, Tom is pushing on it as hard as he can, rocking it, and the thing's not moving. Let me show you how much room you have and how high this thing is up. So, see Tom working right there, and I'm gonna pan over. You see all that empty space under the vehicle. You could do about anything, change it clutch to exhaust work to whatever you want. This is a 7000 TL. It'll do SUVs. It's ALI certified. Almost called it ASI certified. ALI certified. And it's portable. Actually, I hang these downstairs so they're out of the way. And this thing's a lifesaver. We did brake job on a Forester last week. Of course, doing the Mustang. So we'll do everything from a small car to a bigger SUV, even smaller, you know, pickups, I guess. And they've Benpack's awesome. They just launched a 6,000 and an 8,000 pound lift quick jack. So check them out, quickjack.com, and go to their parent company, benpack.com. They've been awesome to us. They
Thanks,
supplied
Jeff.
that. Thanks, Jeff. Yeah.
Jeff will never see this, but thanks, Jeff. So, he knows who he is. So.
Yeah. So.
Just need to rotate again. Just a little bit.
I think he's got to spin the notches.
So you show him that. Like
So there's
it's
the
close,
notches we're talking about.
but it feels like it needs to go 5 degrees or something.
Yeah, he's going to turn it just a hair.
I had to do it on the other side. I was like, oh yeah, that's close enough. And then I was like, well, I should probably tweak it a little bit. And I'm glad I did, because it probably wouldn't have gone in otherwise.
So where's everybody from? We're in Roanoke, Virginia. This awesome weather today. Memorial weekend.
It's shaping up to be a good weekend.
So
After endless rain.
we're working under a carport. Hopefully one day we'll have a garage, but make do as we can. Take advantage of the good weather.
There we go.
Can't beat like 72 degrees instead of upper 80s and humid, which is normally about this time of year.
Yeah, we've been very spoiled with this weather. I mean, there's no joke. Times where it's 85 degrees right now, and it's just sweating.
Yeah, Michael, I don't blame you. Sell the big stuff and hang on to stuff so you can do small jobs at your house. So he's putting the caliper back on. He pushed the caliper back because it's a parking brake. It's a screw type, so he had to spin it back.
Yeah.
Next car we do is a 2020 Outback, the rear. So that one has a electronic parking brake, so that'll be easy. We just hook up a scantool to it and push it back. So that'll be a nice change. So we're pushing 2 hours on this live stream.
Wow, my battery's gonna die soon.
So
Appreciate everybody watching.
yeah, if for some reason the feed just dies, that means the battery's dead. So
Yeah, we're using my own personal phone here because the phone we normally do this with, it died. I guess it died when we went and got lunch, and then we couldn't get it to start back up with enough power. It probably would have never ran the live stream. It probably would have died after like 5 minutes. So. Yeah, that's tight enough. Put the stuff you're done with. There you go. Oh yeah, look at that. That's what you want to see. You want to see after you get everything together. It slides. Oops, I'm trying to get it to focus. You want it to slide like that back and forth. Not much, but it's going to wiggle because you got enough play in there, and everything's not like locked up and all torqued down because you got something messed up. So. Yeah, my battery's at 28%, so we still got some juice. It's amazing that battery's actually, the battery in that thing's kind of worn out, so I'm impressed. I have a question for everybody watching. You probably found us in the vertical shorts feed on YouTube, but the question we have is, do you guys watch TikTok much? We don't have an official TikTok channel, but Jay runs that on his own name on TikTok, and so we put all of our same videos on there. But I'm kind of curious how many of y'all watch TikTok in the same vertical format. You'd be shocked at the number of people that watch TikTok, and you'd also be shocked at the number of people that watch our videos on their TV at home. One of our best performing videos we found today, 70% of our viewers watched it on their television set. I was very surprised to see that. So, but
That equates to a few 100,000 views on TV.
yeah, that's literally like that video we're talking about. It's the Icon, the Harbor Freight Icon T10 scan tool. If you haven't seen it, go check it out on Fresh Vintage Garage. It has over 338,000 views, and 70% of those views were watched on someone's television in their living room or in their man cave or whatever. So kind of interesting. We would not have guessed that. We're gonna throw the wheel back on, and who knows, maybe my battery holds out. We'll take you for a test drive while we get the brakes broken in here.
Break in the brakes.
Break in the brakes. We have that technology, so
Might as well try.
We're gonna clean everything up here, throw the wheel back on. Oh no, brake fluid all over the ground. Call the EPA.
I'm more worried about the driveway than the PA.
Well, let me get the wheel back on.
We need to film the outro. Yeah. Did you get pictures?
Nah, I get pictures right now. Which actually I can't do because we're using my phone to live stream, so.
Oh, here.
Okay. Yep. Oh. Put that up there. We're kind of in cleanup mode, but I am going to get the wheel on. I think Michael, if he's still watching, he'll appreciate this. Or like, oh yeah, we'll have this done by noon, you know. And I think we got the driver's side front brakes done by about 11:30. You know, we started at 9. So.
Yeah.
That's how it goes sometimes, I guess. You guys hang tight for a little bit. We'll get the Mustang off the lift here. You can watch the quick jack go down. It's kind of cool to see. Did you put the torque stick away?
Oh, yeah, mine. Oh, sorry. I was in cleanup mode.
That's all good. You ride the scooter around for everybody on the live stream. All right. So don't go anywhere. Michael Brown, let's see here. Do you guys both work on vehicles, or does he do cameraman? Jay works on cars. I'm gonna make him do the next 10 brake jobs, so, because you said that.
Time to lower it.
I don't know. Is it time? Can we lower it?
Oh, we gotta do the outro.
We gotta torque the torque that wheel too. All right. Don't go anywhere. Do you have the torque wrench over here? Yeah, there it is. Okay. We're gonna torque our lug nuts down. Go. Go to 100 foot-pounds. What's that?
100,
Gotta shoot the outro, but that's not that big of a deal.
yeah.
Yep. Jay's gonna hit the brakes. Okay.
Hold on, let me pump it.
Oh. Okay. Getting additional power there.
All right.
There you go. And we're not trying to sell you a quick jack, we promise, but I mean, Jay hopped right in that thing, hopped in the Mustang like it's nothing. There's no unibody issues or no, worried about the thing slipping off jacks. There's no nothing with the quick jack, so you're good to go. I think we're good. Yep. These one more time. Okay, there's that. Alrighty. We're good. So, we'll shoot the outro real quick and
Okay.
don't go anywhere. YouTube live stream audience. We're gonna shoot our outro. Okay. We're just gonna set you guys right here so you can get a great shot of my feet. There you go. All right. So we could just start. Let me get you out of the way here. 1 second. There we go. You can just start and say we got our power stops on the driver's side rear, and now we have it on all four corners. And with that, we're gonna go break these in. And there's a special break-in process that you need to follow. We can mention this
For power stop.
for power stop. Yeah. So okay.
And if they want to be certified, you know where to
Certified
come.
fresh mechanic, yep. Okay.
3, 2, 1.
So you can see we got the driver's side done now. Our lug nuts are torqued down to 100 foot-pounds. Keep in mind the caliper bolts themselves 27 foot-pounds and the caliper bracket bolts are 85 foot-pounds. All that to say, we have to get this off of the lift and then we're gonna go take it and do a break-in procedure. This is unique to power stop, so if you do a power stop brake upgrade on your vehicle, definitely make sure you follow these. We won't read this to you, but you gotta do some decels. It heat treats the brakes and sets them so that they're happy for the rest of their lives kind of thing. With that, we appreciate you watching, and now that you got your power stop upgrade done, you too can be a certified fresh vintage mechanic. With that, we appreciate you watching. If you like classic cars, if you like muscle cars, if you like keeping your cars certified fresh and on the road, Fresh Vintage, your channel, please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.
That's a wrap, boys.
We're done, yay! All right, live stream audience. Let's get you a shot of the. Oh yeah, get you a shot of the quick jack coming down here. So for the what's the cost on that rack? Michael, I don't know.
Go to quickjack.com. They're having a Memorial Day special, 20% off this weekend. So
Yeah, go to quickjack.com, and again, we're not sponsored by them. They did send us that quickjack for free, but we're not being paid for this. It's just really cool unit, and if you're interested, like Jay said, they have a 20% off sale right now. I'm gonna hit the up button, and what I'm trying to do is get this thing off of the safeties. So I'm gonna go up.
I think ballpark $1,800,
There we go.
$1,900.
Yeah, I want to say this thing's normally about, like Jay said, $1,800-$1,900. Now this is the 7000. I mean, if you do not have an F-150, you don't have a big SUV like a Suburban, you probably don't need 7,000 pound lift capacity. In fact, we have a friend who has a 5,000 pound, and my wife has a 2003 Honda Pilot, and we lifted that Honda Pilot with the 5,000 pound unit. You ready to go down?
Yeah, go down.
Okay, watch your fingers. We're gonna go down. Maybe.
Might need the other side. Might need the other side loose or something.
Is that one loose? Well, I'm pushing the down button.
I need a little fair.
Hmm.
Go down.
Up. Down. Okay. Interesting. There we go. This quick jack actually runs on ATF fluid. Now you can put hydraulic fluid in it, but I believe we just went to the store and bought ATF 3, Dexcon 3. And you can see it went all the way down. It's still hissing a little bit, but from here, we're just gonna push those to the center, and then we'll push those to the center and back the Mustang out.
Tell Michael about the gear line.
Oh yeah, gear line. I think Michael left, but Michael, if you're still around, we have a video called Gear Line, Gyro Line. It's a G, so it's gyro line, whatever. I can't speak anymore. It's a DIY unit. You put your phone in. Is your brake fluid, the lid tight? Okay. And you put your phone in it. You download their app, and you can do your own alignments. It's actually pretty slick. So Jay's gonna back this thing out.
Pump the brakes first.
Yeah, make sure you pump the brakes. Oh, Michael, we see you there, buddy. There we go. And that one quick jack didn't 100% go down. So I'm just gonna hit the button. You can see it going down there. All right. Well, there's the Mustang in the sun. I think we're gonna clean up and then take this thing for a drive, but we'll show you. These things are portable. They're not light. Each one of these, I believe, when the UPS
Under-
guy showed up, they're 115 pounds.
Yeah, it's not light, but
They do
What
have
is-
wheels underneath there.
alright.
So, cool. Are we we're gonna clean up, or we're gonna go for a ride? Clean up.
Decide
What do you guys do? You wanna go for a ride? Leave us a comment. We're gonna clean up for a minute, but leave us a comment if you wanna go for a ride. We'll set the brakes. Cindy's disconnected. Go. These things have a ball lock on them. They have a ball lock on them. So you gotta twist it and then you just pop them apart like that. There you go. These things are awesome for at your house. If you're someone who has a track car and you're gonna run to the track, Virginia International Raceway is only about an hour and 45 minutes from us, so this would be perfect if you had a race car, throw it up in the air, work on it in between races.
You can get a 12 volt.
Yeah, they do have a 12 volt, that's right, they run off the car batteries, so. Michael said, let's go for a ride.
Alright.
So-
Move your car real quick.
Yeah, I'm gonna move my car. Hang with us, don't go anywhere, it's gonna be a minute or two.
Don't go anywhere. So Michael, another neat thing is a light stick from Benpack. It's neat, you hang this under the hood. It's got a magnet, or you can take it off. Use it, it's pretty bright. So keep that in mind.
I'm gonna plug in my phone. Let's see if it overheats. If it overheats, then the live stream's over. But don't go anywhere. We are gonna go for a ride here.
Alright, who's going for a ride with us? Alright, who's going for a ride with us?
Michael wants to go. I'm just gonna run.
Somebody named H. All right, let's roll.
All right, let's check in on my battery. Phone is getting warm, but it hasn't quit yet, so that's good. John Hillison is on here.
Hope you like your car.